What's up, everybody? Khaled Iwamura from indurham.ca, and I'm here with the mayor of the town of Whitby, Mayor Roy. How are you?
Hello, how are you? It's great to be back again. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I'm great.
Awesome, cool. So let's get started. We got a lot of questions. Are there any updates on the hospital? Have you talked to the premier, any senior staff members, ministers, or anything like that to get it going?
So we have we've talked to our local MPP as of recent, and we continuously send along communications to Ministry of Transportation to discuss the lands, and have made requests also to the Minister of Health. I have not had the opportunity to speak to the Premier yet. I know that we did submit recently a letter through MPP Co, who did bring it to the Premier's office. So we're waiting for further updates from there as to if we're going to get a meeting.
Okay, awesome. Another question here. What work needs to be done to the pump house to get it ready?
Not a lot.
Not a lot, okay.
So excited about this. That pump house has sat empty since the 80s. And over the years, there's been a lot of speculation. There's been a lot of interest in it. And I think one of the things that we need to give full consideration of is that the pump house and the location where it is along our waterfront, it is prime. It's a prime spot that as a municipality, we can't let it go. We need to have control of it as well too. So last year, council made a commitment, and we reinforced the walls of the pump house and the flooring, and now have recently put up fencing around it that is protective fencing so that vandalism does not happen. The proposal that was brought forward was one that was brought forward by Town Brewery. And it is a pilot project and of a lease just for the summertime period. There will be very little modification to the structure. What they will be doing is the potential is either to bring in a seed container, which will support whether they bring a food vendor in, but they will be setting up in a fenced area, which is still beyond the pump house, over into a grass area and have it as a license area. The response to last Monday's announcement that we are going to run this pilot pop-up project has been phenomenal from the community. Many local community members, many seniors, many young adults are really excited about this potential of having something coming to our waterfront. We also have a new food truck that will be located right beside as well too. So they will be there also. And this is just the start of many things to come down at our waterfront. And I'm very excited. Council's very excited about this as well.
Is there an opening date or a ballpark?
They're aiming for the end of June for July 1st full weekend kickoff. So
awesome. Okay. Let's segue into the waterfront redevelopment then. Is there any update on that?
So when we talk about the waterfront, so our waterfront essentially, I would say goes all the way up to our 401 corridor and down. We do have where Brookfield, who has been a long proponent of the two properties right at the waterfront, have had submissions in, and they will start with the rebuild of the bridge down at the Brock Street, which will enter into their two properties, which are on the east-west side of Brock Street. They're commencing their build of the east side at the same time that the bridge is being built, and we will see some condo development there. But at the same time, in finalization of their the west side of Brock Street, which juts out into our harbor, they're going to shore up and build a seawall, and they're going to make an entranceway and continue the multi-use path all the way around. So when they have that part completed, the building of condos is going to be on the east side. They're going to hold out to build the condos on the west side. So in the time that the condos are not being built and where the remainder with the seawall and the waterfront trail is in place. They're going to place pop-ups around there as well too. So it's again expanding more opportunity for little pop-ups to come into place. We are in conversation with, we have an old heritage building down there as well too, which is called the Row House, right beside the marina. And we're in conversation with those individuals for acquiring that to the town. And we've had interest from our senior center for programming there, for music pop-ups as well too. So there's now they've got things. I've had a lot of people reach out wanting to be a part of our waterfront, from water sports such as paddleboarding to restaurants who are interested as well too. So now that the conversation is going, there's a lot more coming forward that we will be having. Recognizing, and this is, we're in the process of doing our community strategic plan. And one of the key components is about maintaining and protecting of our green space. And I truly support the looking at our green space, especially along the shoreline. But we do have further opportunity to the north of there. So there's a lot more that can be happening. And I hope it will be happening. And we are reaching out to many to make sure that they're a part of it.
Now, is this type of project, is this like a 5-10 generational kind of thing?
This is probably going to be a good 10 to 15 year project that will be, and then we're setting the base for it, the groundwork for it, but the build out will be over the 10 to 15 years.
Nice. Cool. All right, so let's go to improvements are coming to Grass Park this fall, right? What would you like to see done?
So the Grass Park is, Brooklyn has really grown. And if you attend even to the Harvest Festival that we have there, and then you attend to the tree lighting, and the growth of the community is they all walk in and come in to enjoy these events. We have a gazebo there that will be improved and or rebuilt. The Roebuck Street, which is our program of where we're temporarily closing Roebuck for the summertime, putting up the Adirondack chairs, the ice cream shop, and everything. It is a place of community gathering, music in the park, art in the park, the ability to have these big family events that we bring together as well too. When we have Heritage Days, Harvest Festival, we have Harvest Festival, we close the street, and the street is just occupied by thousands of residents of the community. And we have this place to be a people place, and Grass Park can be a part of where we can just make it as a gathering place, centrally located in Brooklyn.
Oh, awesome. Cool. Okay, we have a question from one of our journalists. Parks and Recreation Master Plan findings and the next steps and the first steps. What are they?
So when we're talking about Parks and Recreation Master Plan, we need to give recognition to how Whitby has changed. And the diversity of Whitby has changed, and the requirement of how we can support our community with Parks and Rec. We have to also start thinking outside of the box as to how Parks and Recreation is going to be supported, especially with the change of Bill 23 and the parkland allotment, and looking more at partnerships. And my hopes is that we can even enter into discussions with our school boards, because many of our parks are up to schools as well too, and if there could be a partnership that way, and how we can build parks. But we're building a recreational center right now, and it's just going out for RFP.
Okay.
The recreational center and the input we have received from our community has been the most input we have received on any project and any outreach project that we have done. And that has driven why we need to have this park and recreation plan. We have seen that pickleball has become a huge ask. We have also seen that within the diversity of our community, cricket, and I had I've had multiple conversations just about cricket and really learning about what the needs and requirements are, from the softball cricket to tape ball cricket, and that you can play that in the parking lot, to what space you require to have cricket within our community. And we need to be looking at how we can serve better to our changing community and what the requirements are. Even as our community is aging in the outdoor space, like our activity of our seniors are very active. They want to have the ability to be able to walk within our community, to be able to ride into our community, to play pickleball in our community, but also to have the utilization of space in our community centers. And what does a community center actually look like right now? Does a community center become where it is just a basketball court inside, or is that basketball court now become more a diverse use of that space, including our arenas? Our arenas, like we now see the increased use, and it's not just for hockey anymore or lacrosse. It is now looking at women's ball hockey. We have a huge league here of women's ball hockey, and even with looking at the offerings of diversity in abilities. Sledge hockey is another big one. And this past year, we had the games come out, and watching the sledge hockey that was being played, we modified our arena so that with your sledge, you could actually enter onto the ice. But now we need to do more, where we need to give recognition to who is actually in our community and what the needs are.
Have you tried pickleball or cricket?
I tried cricket,
Okay.
and I'm a golfer, so
Oh,
my
yeah.
swing went way back.
You must have hit it well, though.
And I may have hit the wicket.
Okay.
But I'm looking forward, actually, in terms of cricket, because they are. I've been arranging with our cricket community. We are going to host in July the first Mayor's Cup.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Cool. So let's talk about e-scooters. I know Brampton, I think, just announced a couple of weeks ago, they have an e-scooter program. Is Whitby thinking of doing an e-scooter program?
So the conversation about e-scooters, because Oshawa has just started as well too with the e-scooters. I personally have had the experience of riding an e-scooter around in Halifax. We at this present time are not looking at e-scooters. We don't have enough connectivity for riding a scooter around within our community and safely in our community. Unfortunately, yesterday there was an incident in Oshawa where a young lady was hit, and I don't know the further outcome of it. That's a little bit about the concern of it with the use of e-scooters. When I was picking my daughter up in Halifax from school, another mom was with me, and it's like, let's take the e-scooters out and go for a ride. It was very easy to do because the lanes, the bike lanes, were easy to access. And that's one thing that is a primary concern, is that if we were to do this, we have to take a look at where we would do it. But at this present time, for ourselves, no, we're not ready for e-scooters yet.
Okay. I got to ask you this because Mississauga, Brampton, Caledon, big announcement coming. If probably by the time this comes out, the announcement.
Yeah, the announcement will be done, because the announcement right now is already started to happen.
Exactly. So with them, Peel Region dissolving, is there talk of Whitby separating or Durham becoming a major city, or any type of talk like that?
No, there's not. As you know, that we're just awaiting to see what's going to happen with the region and the review of what's going to take place. We know clearly that within the planning from the region that's being taken out through Bill 23, and that at the local level, the planning will be taking place. As for what we're witnessing and seeing taking place at this present time, it's not in the talks for us, and it's not in the rumor as to being a part of it. If you remember back in 2018, there was a similar announcement that was made, and that was pulled back. But I was just in regional council yesterday, and we all kind of knew what the rumors were coming forward for Mississauga and Peel, and it is one that it's been a long time request on their behalf. And I know for our communities, it is not a request at this present time. And I think if you take a look at from Mississauga to what Durham region is, we're very different in our makeup, and as a population base as well too. But even the individuality of our communities, we don't have that type of, like, Whitby's sitting at about 140,000 right now. To separate out or to make us all as one in the city of Durham, I think that looking at how we can amalgamate resources is a start for ourselves as a community. And I think it's a dialogue that we have been having as mayors and as communities, and looking at what we can potentially do together as and still maintain our community appearance and what our feel is as a whole.
Awesome. Let's talk about developments, because I mean, everywhere you go right now, no matter what city, what community, what town you're in, you'll always see cranes up in the sky.
Yeah.
Do you know how many cranes are up in Whitby right now?
I do.
Okay, good.
So at present, there is 6 cranes,
Okay.
and several of them are downtown Whitby, and one is up at just at Taunton and Garden. And the likelihood is we're going to be seeing more cranes coming into this community as a whole. And we have made approvals for some buildings that are high rises. And we will probably be seeing very shortly, even at our waterfront, those cranes coming into place as the condos are being built down there. And we've had more submissions for high rises, especially along our corridor of Victoria, which is close to where our GO station is. There was an 18-story submission that was presented to us, which was a rental unit, and they hope to be moving forward on that. I know they have a couple more steps to go, but we will be seeing more cranes in our community, which is a new phenomenon for us as a whole. Like we have on Highway 2, we have 3 towers there, and then we have down at our waterfront, we have several condo developments there, but we haven't had towers in the community of Whitby for a long time.
Okay. How tall are these towers? Do you know by chance?
So the one down, so the one up at Taunton is 12 stories. And that's actually a Wellings development, which is a 55 plus development, which is we're very excited about that as well too, because it gives further opportunity. And I know, having spoken to their project manager, that even with the interest from our community, have sold out a lot of their units as well. And then down at the waterfront, there's that 18-story, and the potential from Brookfield could be up to 30 stories.
Wow. Okay. And it's summer's almost upon us, so I got to ask about what summer events you're most looking forward to in your town.
So there's several. Like, so coming up on the 27th, we have our food truck frenzy, which is, we have a couple of rotaries in the community of Whitby, and our Rotary organizes this, and it's down at Iroquois Park. So all the food trucks will be coming in, and the live entertainment. So again, it's about food. And then we'll have the other Rotary Club will be doing their Rib Fest. I know that
you guys have a Rib Fest. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a Rib Fest, and it's very well attended, very well done. That will be in the July time period. And we have our events of Canada Day. So this would be my first Canada Day as mayor, and being able to participate and to attend in that capacity. But
you guys do fireworks for Canada Day?
Yeah, we do. We
do.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, we do. And then so just the little pop-ups that we have, whether it's in our downtown. I know that our BIA is organizing a couple little pop-ups that including this will be the September 9th that this will be held, but we are having Beer Fest again in our downtown. So a lot of local breweries come into play. And up at Grass Park, well, it won't be Grass Park, but we will be having events up in Grass Park as well too.
And Mayor Roy, you'll be at all of them, I'm assuming?
I'm hoping I will be. My scheduling looks like I will be. But my plan is to be there.
Awesome, cool. Is there anything else you'd like to bring up?
Well, it's like there's so much going on. It's one of my favorite places in Whitby is the Station Gallery. And the Station Gallery is our little art gallery. And starting in June, they do music on the patio. And not that I have a favorite band, but I do have a favorite local band, which is called the Doozies. And they're actually out of Oshawa. So they
What kind of music? What kind of music?
So it's like the washboard music and
cool.
everything, the fiddle and the big what's that called? The viola? Is it the viola? Is that what's that big?
Oh my God. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Right.
Not tuba.
No. It's the big.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's on the tip of my tongue, and somebody's going to comment below.
I know they are, and it's like, well, but you know what? It's fantastic event, and it's out on the patio. It overlooks our waterfront, and it's just a great little venue to bring people together. And our Station Gallery does a lot to encourage and promote our arts in our community. So that's one, and that's Thursday nights. So if people are looking for something to do, no matter where they're from, come on down to our Station Gallery.
It's called The Cello.
The Cello. There you go. Good job.
I just Googled it. Sorry. I had to. It was gonna bug me. So awesome. Mayor Roy, thanks so much for being on. So I'll catch you next month.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to it. We have. I'm sure there's a lot more coming up that we can chat about.